welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane and I'm a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada. And today is day 2 on board the Majestic Princess. And it is just about 5:30 in the morning here, and we just pulled into San Diego. And I'm going to be going downstairs, well, hopefully it's quiet this morning, and doing a ship tour. So far I'm having a great time. I slept really well. Tip, I love actually sleeping with the balcony door open about this much. So it was so nice to hear the waves, so to speak, as we were sailing along. And my wake-up call this morning was actually a bunch of sea lions on a buoy. So yeah, I love cruising. It's so good to be back. You unpack once and you wake up in a new destination every day. So I can't wait to get off the ship here in San Diego and kind of take a little walk around. Probably not going to wander too far because I don't have very much time on this ship, so I really want to take advantage of everything on board. But yeah, so let's go down to the International Cafe and grab some much needed coffee before we get going for the day. First stop was for some coffee at the International Cafe. Unfortunately, Princess cruise ships don't have coffee makers in most of the cabins. However, you can order coffee to your stateroom at no charge. The International Cafe is open 24 hours a day and offers snacks and sweet treats in addition to specialty coffees. The Piazza spans decks 5, 6, and 7 and is the heart of the Majestic Princess. I'm happy to see a more modern and sustainable version of the photo gallery on board this ship. On the Majestic Princess, they now have a digital gallery to view your photos. You simply tap your medallion at one of the stations and your photo gallery will come up. You can then place your order on what photos you would like printed. This way there is much less paper waste. Bistro Sur La Mer is a French-inspired specialty restaurant on board the Majestic Princess. There is an additional charge of $29 US per person. Unfortunately, I didn't try it this cruise, however the dishes did look really good. deck 7, you'll find the Princess Live Cafe and the Medallion help desk. They also sell accessories for the Ocean Medallion here. Some of the items are even made of plastics that have been recovered from the ocean, which I thought was a great initiative. The Princess Live Theater is where they host and film the morning show with the cruise director and various other comedy acts and game shows at night. The gym on deck 17 was really well equipped. I did use the treadmill in the mornings, even though I did get my steps in walking around the ship during this cruise. It was then time for an early breakfast at the Concerto dining room. I typically like to have my breakfasts in the main dining rooms when I cruise, as it's much quieter and less rushed than eating in the buffet. However, I was a little bit disappointed with the options as I felt they were a bit limited on this sailing. Unfortunately, I didn't enjoy my breakfast in the main dining room. I was given what I thought was a cinnamon roll and asked if it had nuts, and I was told it didn't by the server, and when I bit into it, it was a nut roll of some sort, and I did have an allergic reaction. I had to cut my breakfast short to go back to my stateroom to take something. After a little bit of time, I decided it was time to leave the ship and go for a bit of a walk to take some photos and videos of the exterior of the ship, as I wasn't sure if I'd have the chance in Ensenada the next day. Unfortunately, it wasn't the greatest weather and it did start to rain, so I did reboard the ship quite quickly afterwards. Once back on board, I went to my stateroom, changed into my swimsuit, and headed to the Hollywood Pool Club and Conservatory area. This indoor, adults-only area is first come, first serve when it comes to cabanas and sunbeds. Hi friends, so quick update. I basically had a really kind of chill morning. The weather here in San Diego is not the greatest. It's kind of cloudy today, so I did go out, obviously, as you saw, to take some photos and videos of the ship from the outside, because I'm not sure if I will have a chance to get such a great shot in Ensenada tomorrow. And then I just went up to the Hollywood Conservatory and relaxed in one of the whirlpools, which was really nice. The jets feel really good on my back. And then just chilled out in one of the cabanas for a little while. The nice thing about the conservatory here on the Majestic Princess, as I kind of already mentioned, is that the sanctuary on some of the other Princess ships, it is actually a paid area, adults only area. But here on the Majestic Princess, it's actually right now still complimentary. So even using one of those cabanas. It's just first come, first serve. And yeah, it was really nice to just kind of relax in that area. And now I am back, changed, showered, and I'm gonna go for an earlier lunch because I had a little bit of a lighter breakfast. So I'm going to go to Alfredo's again because it was so good. I definitely want to try one of their salads this time. So let's go to Alfredo's for lunch. At Alfredo's, I had the antipasto assorto di magro to start, which was mozzarella caprese, grilled zucchini, sunblush tomatoes, roasted red and yellow peppers. I then had pizza that was half Hawaiiana and Majestic Princess, which was Parma ham, Parmesan cheese, and fresh tomatoes. It was so delicious. Yes, some people don't like pineapple on their pizza, but I do. I finished it off with the amazing tiramisu for dessert. On deck 16, you'll find the Sea Walk, which is a glass walkway suspended over 300 feet above the water below, off either side of the ship. Is the complimentary ice cream stand on board. On deck 18, there is a walking track with a mural walk. Most people ignored which way they were supposed to walk or run, and it's quite a narrow walkway. There were quite a few different murals on deck 18 that you can take some fun photos with. Up on deck 19, there was actually a putting green that you could put around some golf balls. From deck 18, we had a great view of the San Diego airport, and it was quite interesting to watch some of the planes come and go during the afternoon. On deck 18, the running and walking track actually goes through the sports court, which I thought was a bit strange. And they also had different binoculars set up, and then also an outdoor gym area, which I thought was great. It was then time to head down to deck 5 to the bar Piazza, where I tried to order a drink. However, my Medallion app wasn't working properly. It just kept saying loading and wouldn't actually show any menu or the ability to order a drink. I then tried to use the QR code, however, the QR code wasn't working either. It was just coming up with where I was and wasn't showing a bar menu. When I asked the waiter for a paper menu, because there were paper menus in other restaurants, unfortunately they didn't have any, which I thought was a bit strange due to Princess Cruises clientele being a little bit on the older side. Once I deleted the app and reinstalled it, it seemed to work better. I ordered some chips and guacamole and a drink through the app, and I liked how it showed that it was being prepared and on its way to you. My drink literally took 5 minutes to arrive, whereas I was quite disappointed in the time it took for the chips and guacamole. It was over 40 minutes, and the ship was less than half capacity. We then had the opportunity to check out some of the other cabin categories on board the Majestic Princess. The first cabin I viewed was R416, which was a mini suite. The next cabin I viewed was a one-bedroom suite with a separate sitting area. When you're walking to your cabin, you'll see a lot of different photographs, and all these photographs in the corridors are taken and submitted by Princess guests. I then headed up to the World Fresh Marketplace, which was the buffet area. I had a few DMs on how the buffet works now on cruise ships, and they do have some areas where you can grab and go items. Most of the areas were glassed off, and you would simply point to what you would like and someone would serve it up for you. With everyone back on board, it was time to push off from San Diego and continue on towards Ensenada, Mexico. For dinner, I tried the concerto dining room again and was seated by a window in time to see a few seals on a buoy and the lighthouse as we sailed by. I started off with the sesame chicken bites, which I unfortunately found to be a little on the dry side. However, the absolutely stunning sunset we were sailing into made up for it. My main course was the slow roasted prime rib. I had the lemon meringue cheesecake for dessert and it was absolutely delicious. I had some onboard credits that I needed to use, so it was time to check out the shops of Princess. Unfortunately, the Princess merchandise shop on Deck 5 had sold out of ship magnets on the previous cruise. I collect ship magnets from every ship I've ever sailed on, so I was a bit disappointed. However, they had lots of other Princess merchandise to choose from. I was really excited to check out the live mixology show called Good Spirits at Sea. The servers and bar staff here were my favorite. They were so friendly, making conversation and suggesting cocktails that I might like to try. This is honestly my favorite bar on the Majestic Princess. Specialty cocktails are also covered under the premium beverage package with Princess Plus, which is amazing.
Alright, so we're going to start with our first cocktail of the night. This is going to be a deconstructed gin and tonic. So what that means that we're going to take all the parts, all the ingredients apart, and we're going to make it special. So how we're going to make it special? First, we're going to start with our lemon peel. Alright, as you can see here in the camera. We are broadcasting now worldwide. We're watching live.
It's a fun evening learning about cocktails and the inspiration that goes behind creating them. They show a bit of a travel series on each drink and the location they were inspired by. Then the bartender makes the drink live on screen. I tried the Grappa Peach, inspired in Montevideo, and the Gin and Tonic Ultima, inspired in Barcelona. They then serve the drink to you on a laminated recipe card that you get to keep and take home with you.
And we're set to do the ultimate gin and tonic inspired in Barcelona. Cheers!
Hello!
Hi everyone! So I am finished for tonight. I really hope you enjoyed watching day 2 here on the Majestic Princess. I'm definitely tired. It's been a long day. Getting up quite early this morning and doing all my ship tour and everything. So thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure you also subscribe down below, hitting that subscribe button. It does help support my channel, and also there are more videos coming up in this specific series on the Majestic Princess. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye!